Bas Burger, who is CEO of Business at BT, joins us next. Talk through his company's Global Fabric. Good morning and welcome back. It is a TGI Friday here on Squawk Asia. British Telecom, or BT, has launched a brand new network as a service offering called Global Fabric. The network will connect businesses to their cloud services, allowing them to optimize functions with digital automation and AI. Now, it is a pay-as-you-use or go model, which will give customers more flexibility, allowing them to choose the right type of connectivity for the applications and also workloads. For more, Bas Burger joins us. He is the CEO Business at BT, around the desk here live at the SGX. Bas, great to see you and welcome.
Well, thank you for having me, Martin.
Pleasure is ours. So tell me more about this new business model of yours, pay as you use. It's kind of unusual because a lot of companies would prefer, especially telcos, I guess, a more subscription-based model for cash flow.
Yeah, well, look, Martin, if we listen to customers, which we've done over the past couple of years, and ask what do they need, what outcomes do they need in the long run, most of them say, look, my data is getting increasingly more dispersed across multiple clouds, sometimes in my own data center, sometimes in public clouds. Applications I'm using are all over the world, literally, and the people, devices and machines that use this data and applications are also scattered. So that's very different from the old world of working for many companies, and therefore the network that we deliver needs to change as well. And Global Fabric is the network that's going to do that. The outcomes we're going to deliver for that indeed is a pay-as-you-go, so there is a flexibility in the network. But I think the main feature of it is the fact that it has a really good predictable stability and predictable performance of those applications and those data storage areas that you have in the network.
Now, okay, let me ask you sort of the fashionable question, right? And that is, how embedded is AI in this new network?
Yeah, well, AI is one of the technologies our customers love to start using at the moment. Everybody's scrambling around to see how can we use AI to make our business more efficient. So that's one of the use cases, is the fact that AI is, by its nature, a large language model that sits in a specific country. It's lots of data, huge amounts of data that customers generate themselves that need to move there. So that's the use case of the network in one end. The other thing that we do is, obviously, this Global Fabric network is fully automated. So in order to be predictable in the performance of the network, we use AI to actually figure out how can we predict network failure, how can we predict outages. Okay. And if you do that, you can fix it before it happens.
Interesting. Nance, come in on this.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we as the customer, and I'm sure all of your customers, business and etc., they all expect a lot from you, right? They want seamless, fast, instant connectivity at all times of the day. But you're going to have to invest an awful lot to be able to provide that, you know, to sort of build out the technology from your legacy operations. So with this new pay-as-you-use commercial model, is that going to be able to cover those costs and also make you money? In other words, are you being able to monetize the upgrades that are needed?
Yeah, absolutely, because most of what we are doing, and the reason we are so able to be flexible, is the scalability of the model. And a lot of the data that currently customers use, they stay in the let's say in the core backbone of a cloud. And if they use multiple clouds, which is what most of our customers are using, it stays within that area. And as long as that's the case, we can share networks between customers, and we can be highly efficient in the way that we use capacity and we use our investments in the network. It's obviously when you get to access networks in countries and close to offices and in factories where it's less shareable, and and then obviously we need to use different financial models to make it profitable. But for us, I think the most important thing is that we deliver value for customers, and as long as we do that and we do that at scale, it is definitely a very healthy business case.
I have to ask, security, you know, it's such a number one forefront, top of mind issue at the moment. How do you stay ahead of cybersecurity risks?
Yeah, it's a big worry. It's a big worry for all our customers. It's something we are focused on every second of the day. We have roughly 45 million signals of potential cyber infringements every single day on our network. And we use that data to analyze where the bad guys are coming from. We use it all the time to think around how can we protect our customers from these threats. And it's an ever-evolving feast, unfortunately, because the technologies Martin just mentioned around AI is also available for the bad guys to use to try and steal and put malware into the networks of our customers, and we are there to protect. So actually, we also use AI to do that in an efficient way. So we have a couple of AI models that look at this massive amount of data and predict how we can best protect networks, where we think the next vulnerability is at. But it's an everlasting activity which, unfortunately, I'm afraid will never stop.
Well, Boz, talking about efficiency, I note here that your network, Global Fabric, your new network, uses 79% less electricity than current networks. How do you do that?
Yeah, that's such an important point also for our customers. Besides stability and flexibility, it is and security, it's also sustainability which is important for them. So how we do that is, as you can imagine, Martin, a network consists of many fiber lines, but on the lines there's many boxes at the end of the lines, and then it goes into your home or your office, and then and if you can figure out, first of all, how you can reduce the amount of electricity used in those environments, if you modernize your infrastructure, that's already step number one. Step number two is, again, using AI or automation, is predicting how much carbon footprint do you use as a customer by moving data from A to B, moving applications around the world. And what we do, we give customers first of all, insight in what carbon footprint they are using our networks. That's one. And secondly, we are giving them a carbon dashboard, as we call it, where we can basically tell them, okay, the way you use our network and the way you move data around in the world brings your footprint to a certain level. Wow. And then they can do something about it.
Very fascinating, huh? Mans?
Yeah, can I ask you a bit of a left of field question, but one that needs to be asked nonetheless? The potential merger of Vodafone and Three, which essentially would combine like 2 of the 4 mobile network operators in the UK. What impact, if it goes ahead, would that have on BT?
I mean, it depends a little bit what the outcome obviously is, and that whole debate currently sits with the regulator and with the CMA, and we're answering questions around how we can help them formulate their thinking. But obviously for us it's important that we are in a healthy environment in the UK where we can offer services to our customers in a long-term fashion, and that we have enough capabilities to invest and to make sure that we cover the whole country in 4 and 5G, and that is by the way something we are investing heavily in, as many of the other companies are. The actual outcome of the merger, obviously, that doesn't sit with us, and we are just very busy making sure that we differentiate our mobile offering for our customers in the UK.
All right, Boz, listen, fantastic talking to you. Thanks so much for dropping by. Great to see you.
Well, thanks for having me,
Keep
Martin.
safe travels, and come back see us again very soon.
All right, thank you.
Pleasure is ours. Boz Berger there, CEO for Business at BT, joining us live.